Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Alhamdulillah. In the previous video, I have given you some idea on behavioral activation, activity scheduling, and the whole idea of how we are going to tackle the areas of motivation towards a person who is depressive. We have the story of Pak Man, and we have worked out the idea of activity scheduling, the forms, and how we're going to fill up. And during that period, in the next session, he will also play. I will do some role play also with him, with my hanky. All right. But before that, I will give you some idea what we can elicit from the previous meeting with him. All right. In CBT, they are talking about the biopsychosocial model, the biological, the physical, the social, and mental model. All right. So that is quite correct in the sense that if we are going to tackle a person after we have our discussion, the nice counseling talk that we have with Pak Man in the previous video, we can see that he's basically not a practicing Muslim. Even though his name Pak in the Malay language is brother or respectful father. So Pak Man means Pak Sulaiman. So we use a short form, Pak Man. Alright, people call him by that name, Pak Man. So you can see that he is not a practicing Muslim. And if you are going to tackle straight away to ask him to pray, because most probably he has never prayed in his life except for the two Aidil Azha, Aidil Fitri. And even that he just go through the motion maybe. Because for all you know, he has a very little knowledge about Islam. So you're going to straight away go to the spiritual aspect, then you are wrong. Because basically, then you will either cause trauma for him, because he will feel that he's inadequate or being a sinner, or he may just tell you off, you see, get lost. So you cannot handle a situation like this as a Muslim by name, but most probably agnostic in practice, nominal Muslim in reality. So you have to figure out a way to reach out to him, and in his activity sheet, as you get the new activity sheet, you see which are the areas in which you can come in. All right, because in the previous session we found out that he likes biking, so he goes ride his bicycle to buy his dinner. And he only eat restaurant food, and he is lazy to cook, because you can see people are depressed, they are lazy to do anything, even they may not eat for a long time. So most probably he's just having one meal a day. So this is where you can find one angle in which the physical aspect you can elicit some sort of motivational flow. So you can, from here you can move up. All right. Then you got to look into his diet also. What kind of diet? Because if he's having severe depression and he's not taking care of his diet, he's going through very severe a problem of not eating, he will lose weight and he will be lethargic and he will have no energy to actually lead life because of the problem that he is facing. The same thing, all right, from the aspect of the mental, this is our model, SEMP, spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical. But our flow is basically from the physical to the mental, to the emotional, and then to the social. So you must understand this, to the spiritual. So PMES is easier to work, because the mental aspect is how we're going to help him reduce his depression. How we're going to go about with it. The emotional aspect is what kind of social network that he has. He has a number of best friends, and one of them is Pak Amir, or Mr. Amir. Okay? And we are slowly going to draw him up towards the spiritual aspect. But to draw him towards the spiritual aspect, it is rather good that we not talk about this at this level now, until you get to know him, until he get to know further, maybe after 5, 6, 7 sessions. Then maybe if he says about the purpose and meaning, he has no meaning in life, and then you can give some idea, or he may have friends who are now practicing Islam, because maybe Pak Amir, his best friend, is now already going to the mosque, and he find that it's quite odd that he's not going to the mosque, and things like that. But that must be elicit later on in your, so you don't go first session, second session, third session. To go into this spiritual aspect, it is very tricky. All right, but the biopsychosocial aspect in terms of CBT, you can do that because it's quite easy. You're talking about an agnostic approach for the time being. But if you can fit in, if he talk about being depressed, not willing to live, wanting to die, you can also discuss that in a very smooth, gentle manner, but not pinpointing that, oh, you're not a practicing Muslim, how can you be happy, how not you have depression. That is wrong, because if you go through that approach, then you are not a qualified counselor, you're not even a therapist. You do something that will damage him. Instead of solving his depression, you may even be more depressed because of the approach. So our approach, again, remember, work on the physical, the mental, the emotional, and your arrow is moving towards finally the spiritual aspect. So I'm just going to play this in my third session or fourth session with him, because I'm cutting this short. So when I do this talk therapy with him, as we go along, we are referring back to his activity chart. So he has a new activity chart, and then he also lists the level of satisfaction for his activity that he's going through with the new one, and then we can then give him some idea of how to go about with it. Okay, so again, I'm going to do that. Okay, this is me and this is Pak Man. Assalamualaikum Pak Man, how are you today? Alhamdulillah, I'm feeling okay today. That's good. After such a while, you're feeling good today. Can you give me your activity list again, and let's see how we can help you. Well, it looks like you have some improvement, but I can see that you're watching still a lot of television and you are not happy watching television. Well, you know, I just want to kill time. I don't know what to do. So, and I also don't know who to turn to. So because of that, I'm just watching TV, and I'm not happy watching TV. I know it is a waste of time. It's a waste of my life, but what can I do? I just feel so depressed. I just don't feel like doing anything. And since my wife has passed away, it's even worse. Now I have nobody to talk to. At least when she's around, even though we quarrel often, I have somebody to quarrel with. But now I have nobody to talk to. Why not you contact your children? Your children, I'm sure, have been trying to contact you, to talk to you. Now we have this WhatsApp. You can go to WhatsApp and then chit-chat and then look at your grandchildren, pictures of your grandchildren. I'm sure they like to visit you from time to time. Well, I scolded them so many times that now they're afraid to call me, because I tell them that they're no good, they're hopeless. So I don't know how. I know I have been quite aggressive to them, but this is because I feel depressed. I scolded them for not coming and seeing me, and I know that is their fear, their worry. Well, I think we can work that out, inshallah. If you can give me their number, their telephone number, I can help set arrangement in which inshallah we can have a set time, maybe once a week or twice a week, where you can have a chat with your daughters and your son who is overseas, and then look at the pictures of your grandchildren. Now you have 4 grandchildren, all right? So look at their picture, maybe chit-chat with your grandchildren. And because children, they are very lovable. They have no qualms of giving their full love. So inshallah, if you can do that, you're able to reach out to them, all right? I think that may not be a good idea now, because let me think about it. Inshallah, I think that could be a good idea, but I think it's best that you decide for yourself. If you want your children to contact you, I'm willing to help you out, and then see how we can go about with it. But here I see you have contacted your friend Pak Man, Pak Amir. Oh yes, I have contacted my friend Pak Amir, and you have a long talk. That's good. That's an improvement. You have a long talk with Pak Amir. It's the Pak Amir who brought your case up to us. Yes, he's a nice friend. We used to go fishing together and biking together in our younger days. and we are quite close, but now he's so busy with his family, with his grandchildren, and his other activities. So, you know, it's difficult for me to disturb him. I don't think so it is that difficult. I don't think so it's that difficult. Inshallah, if you make a set a time in which you can find time between maybe Asar to Maghrib when he is free, you may also go, because I see here your level of satisfaction for watching TV is just 2, but when you cycle to the restaurant to buy food, you put at 6. That means you're very happy to cycle. That means it's something that you have done before and you're happy doing it. Yes, I love cycling. That's why I still have my bicycle and I still cycle to the restaurant whenever I feel hungry, even though I don't feel like going, but you know, I just do it because there's nobody to turn to. All right, so I love cycling, and that could be you know, something that I like to do. Why not then you arrange with some friends? You know, in this area we have a lot of bicycle enthusiasts. I know a few people, they are old people, but they are riding bicycle all around this housing estate. You can see them riding bicycle early in the morning. Early in the morning? Oh, I don't wake up until like 11, so how can I be with them? You know? You know? So I don't think so that could be a solution. Well, maybe I get to know 1 or 2 of them who can just you know, accompany you. Maybe in the evening, if you feel that it is a suitable time for you, we'll arrange for you and get to know some young men who are willing to just have a ride with you, chit-chat with you, and so on. Let me think about it. All right? So that is something that, you know, I have to think about. Maybe I'll give an answer sometime later. Well, that's okay. I'm just giving you a suggestion only to help you to figure out, because we are here to help you to become more at peace, more happy, and inshallah, through that way, we can help you to become a useful, a happy person. And I can see here also, you have some idea of how not to watch TV. You are just, and you put here, you stare out the window from the balcony more often now, seeing the activity of people down there. Yes. I like to stare now. I do not know why, but I just stare and look around. I can see children playing in the playground. From my balcony, I can see people walking around. I can see people laughing. That somehow lifts my spirit. Well, if that's the case, inshallah, there's no harm. You just sit down and reflect over what you are seeing. Do not be worried. Do not think about your depression. Do not think about your difficulties in life. Just do an activity. That is an activity. Even though other people may say it's a waste of time, it's not a waste of time. You're just sitting down instead of watching TV. You're now having a hobby, watching people pass by, watching children play, and then you can, inshallah, over time, slowly regain the sense of being with you, inshallah. So that is good, and I can see that, you know, your waking and sleeping time is also not good yet. Well, I think it's because I don't eat. Well, I think, inshallah, if we can sit together, I can develop a simple meal plan for you. Because it's not difficult for you to actually cook some food, especially if you need, say, 1 meal a day, and you can buy 1 meal from the restaurant. You can have, as you cycle, maybe dinner, you go to the restaurant. You don't need to take 3 meals a day, but 2 meals will be good. Maybe you can have, say, breakfast at 10, and you can make, say, scrambled egg with veggie, with some mushroom, with tomato, and so on, and scramble them together so that you have a balanced diet. And then you can have some herbal tea, chamomile tea, so that you can be calming. And then you have a lot of fruits. So whenever you're hungry, when you go to the restaurant, go to the next neighboring shop. There is a small supermarket, all right, and you buy some apples or orange, and then each time you feel hungry, you just cut in between meal. So all you need is just a little bit of effort. That sounds good. I think I will try to do that, and I hope you know, if doing that I can have some energy, then maybe I can go biking with the young man that you're telling me, inshallah. All right, that's good, Pak Man. let's see some of your result of your activity. Continue charting your activity, and inshallah, as time goes by, we'll help you out, and inshallah, you become more healthy, less depressed, and inshallah, you can build up your social relationship with your friend. Try again to call Pak Amir and see what activities that you can do together. Maybe, sometime you can go fishing together. There is a nice fishing pond, a paid fishing pond. I think Pak Amir used to go with you to that place. Why not? You arrange with him one of these days, and I don't mind joining in to see this whole fishing activity that you used to like. So, Pak Man, I hope we can see you again in the next session. May Allah bless you and help you overcome this depression. Thank you, brother.